Hi y'all, I'm Allison. I need more books for spooky season. That's right, my TBR is not done for the month. I've already played Just Spin It, and now it's time to go pester my Sims and make them choose some prompts for me so I can pick some more scary books to read this month. I'm looking for horror and thrillers and creepy mysteries, all of the Halloween vibes. So let's see if the Sims will deliver and give me what I'm looking for. Let's go right into it. We're going to Wittenberg this time. Lilith is going to go visit her old friends, and they are all dressed up and ready for Halloween, so let's go join them. So let's go ahead and follow Lilith inside. We've got one of the girls right here in the door, Hayden. They just ordered pizza. As you can see, the house is definitely decorated for Halloween. Let's not waste any time. Natasha's on her way to the kitchen, but we're going to hijack her and send her to the bookshelf, have her read something. Now, if this is your first time here, what I've done in the past is had my author Sims write books, and they replace the title of the book with an actual prompt. So that's the gist of it. It's very, very simple. All right, let's find out what we've got. TBR Pumpkin. Oh my God, I think that was what we had the first time for Just Spin It too. That's crazy. Okay, that's kind of creepy in a good way. My first prompt from Just Spin It was a TBR jar too, the pumpkin. So we got a little bit of a pattern going. Speaking of other scary things, look, I'm wearing a regular t-shirt. Hopefully I won't be stuck in it when I try to change, but I think I can. I'm getting enough mobility that I can pull it off this way. Anyway, not related. I'm a little nervous to see what my jar is going to give me, so let me grab it and we'll find out. I did add the books that I purchased recently. I'm not going to take this too much because I wouldn't mind if one of my new purchases was chosen. And I say that as I'm actually reaching my hand down into the bottom. No, we want to, okay, I'm kind of sticking up top. I got an orange one. I've got a lot of good spooky books. I need to do like a mini haul for y'all. Okay. Oh, speaking of spooky, Darcy Coates, Voices in the Snow. Okay, I've got, I just got this. In fact, I haven't even entered it into Storygraph yet, so I don't know. Let me look and see when this one came out. I don't know if it's a new one or an old one. 2020. Okay, so God, this puppy's already 5 years old. That's scary in itself. No one escapes the stillness. I believe they're going to be stranded out in a blizzard, and there's going to be bad things out in the woods that are going to get them. Yeah, Clara remembers the cold, remembers abandoned cars and children's toys littered across the road. She remembers dark shapes in the snow and terror she can't explain, and then nothing. She wakes aching and afraid in a stranger's gothic home. He tells her she was in an accident, and he claims he saved her. She wants to leave, but there's a vicious snowstorm. She's trapped with him there, and they're trapped together. Nothing they can do but wait. Stranger's kind. Seems kind at least, so that's a good thing. Okay, and he's promised her that they're alone, but she is convinced that something is creeping around the surrounding woods, watching and waiting. Between the claustrophobic storm and inescapable sense of being hunted, Claire is on edge and increasingly certain of one thing. Her car crash wasn't an accident. Okay, I am excited for this. The jar did right by me. Thank you. Who was that? I forget. Natasha. Okay, great start. Let's go back into game and see what's next. So Natasha is going to go ahead and invite this guy in. I don't know who he is, but in the meantime, let's get Nixie over here. She is our mermaid. In fact, I just discovered this the other day when I was decorating the house last night. Look, she can create a thunderstorm. So we're going to do that. Oh, we invited a vampire into the house. And let's see if we get a thunderstorm going. Thunderstorms are good for Halloween, right? Okay. This feels like it's all over the place. I don't know what Lilith is doing, but we're gonna have her. Oh, we have our thunderstorm. Okay, we're sending Lilith into the bookstore or the bookshelf because we need books. I'm all over the place today. Do you know how hard it is to decorate Sims houses for Halloween when you still have the exact same? I don't think the decorations have changed. I think this is like the 4th year that I've done this. Anyway, okay, let's find out what's our next prompt. TBR jar again. Was that a different? No, I think the other one said pumpkin, didn't it? I don't even remember. Ooh, thunder. Perfect. Okay, so I don't have to make any decisions. This is going to be a good thing or a really bad thing. I don't know yet. Shows how much I actually play The Sims. I didn't even realize you could self-click on a mermaid and make it rain. We got a thunderstorm for Halloween. Perfect. And Lilith, I absolutely love her costume. And she gave me a TBR jar again. So, as I mentioned, since it is spooky season in October, the only TBR jar that I will be using will be the pumpkin. So it looks like we're going back there again. I don't have to make a decision. And so far the jar has done right by me. So let's grab it back and see what we get. Grab it back. Bring it back. There we go. Okay. I do have a doctor's appointment coming up, so I'm hoping to not have to stop midway. Here we go. We got a black one. While I added to it, I did not clean it out. So, Malice. Ooh, this is an old vet. Let me see if I still have it. Okay, he was hanging out in the corner with Nancy Drew. Look at this thing. It is 3D. I don't know if you can tell on screen, but this image is actually, the whole guy stands out. So does the title. I got this at my daughter's book fair. She's 24 now. This was back when she was like in 1st grade, 2009. I haven't read it. I think it was back when graphic novels were first coming out. I did start at one point, and then life was too busy because I was homeschooling my son and vice president of the PTA for my daughter, who was still in public school at the time, and running the book fair. Anyway, so Malice, I'm finally going to read this one. I'm a little concerned because I think this begins a series, and I don't know if the rest is available. But I am. This is going to be perfect for Halloween. So once you get into the story, there's no way out. Everyone's heard the rumors. If you gather the right things and say the right words, you'll be taken to Malice, a world that exists inside a terrifying comic book. It's a world that few kids know about and even fewer survive. Okay, I am super excited for this. I get a middle grade on my list, which I don't think I have any yet. Oh, Ravenfall. But this is going to be fun. That pumpkin is doing right by me. Thank you, Lilith. Okay, and I haven't had to decide anything. So let's go back into the game and see who we can disturb next and pick another book. So while Lilith fills up the bowl for the cats, let's get Hayden. She's gone to bed. I'm going to go up here and tell her to put her... Oh, first we got to wake her up. Let's have her change into her costume. And this will give you a view of the upstairs. I did not decorate up here. This wasn't one-off house that I did first. I don't remember what it was, but I think we've played this before because I haven't played The Sims in like a year. So I had to find a random house. We'll go back to, hopefully I'll be back in November. Well, I'll be back, but hopefully my Sims will be back and we'll get another TBR from them next month. And I think we can go to, I believe Tyler's house has had a little bit of work done. Okay, I have no clue why they keep coming outside because it's Halloween. Once Upon a Book Club adult. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, this is getting a little too creepy. They're being too good to me because I get Once Upon a Book Club on my list. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I ordered the Halloween boxes. That's right. I've got the magic. I think it's magic and haunted, and all of the gifts inside are supposed to be Halloween themed. So I am super excited. They haven't come yet. In fact, they haven't been shipped out yet. So hopefully it'll arrive before the end of the month. I will have a vlog for it. The day it comes in, I am going to film that and read that and do the video so I can get it up as soon as possible. Hopefully it'll be available for y'all before Halloween. Actually, both of them, because I've got two coming. It's the Ancient Witch's Guide to Modern Dating, which sounds like a lot of fun. So I think that's going to be my choice. Yeah, here's what it looks like. I obviously don't have the book yet. Let me see if I can get a little bit of a synopsis for y'all. Okay, so we're going to have Thorn, who is a 17th century witch. She's been bad luck in romance. She even using potions that just haven't worked. In fact, one backfires so badly, it projects her 350 years into the future. And she is going to try dating using apps, I believe. It's a cozy fantasy witchy romance. It's a rom-com. Okay, yeah, she's, I guess, going to make friends with the museum curator. Love that. And the curator's brother, who's a veterinarian. I would guess he's going to be the love interest, but I won't know till the box arrives. So, there. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else. I love the Thunder in their costumes. This one, so far, this is... Okay, we're just going to go back into game because now it is going to be Nixie's turn. Let's go see what my little mermaid's going to choose for me. Okay, Nixie was trying to go to bed, but I'm going to send her down to get me a book. So I may have cut myself off again, but there we go, upstairs. It's just regular bedrooms. Got a really good thunderstorm going on outside. And it looks like gnomes may have broken all of the plumbing in the house. I don't remember what the lot traits are on this one. I think it has something to do with calling all these wild animals. The only animals that actually live here are the cats. Why are they all going outside? And granted, it's pretty cool sounding out here, but... Okay, what do we have? Another one? This is ridiculous. Why do they keep grabbing... Do I have 3 from the pumpkin? Okay, now I'm starting to wonder, are they pranking me? We got another TBR jar. Again, the pumpkin. I think, you know, I don't know if I should just be glad and let them take over like this or be very concerned that they are conspiring. But the jar has been so good that we'll just dip back into it. I haven't had to make any decisions. So, I need to knock on wood. Because, yeah. Okay, let's see what we get. Will the jar be nice to me again the third time? Got an orange one. Are you ready? Get Reckless. What's Reckless? Is that might just be a good old-fashioned fantasy. I think that's part of the Powerful series. Okay, so it is. It's part of the Powerful trilogy. And this is the second book in the series, but I have not read the novella that's 1.5. And whenever a series comes out of one of my jars, I always grab the book where I am currently in the series. So I actually get a little novella in here. And I'll be honest, I don't remember much about Powerful, except I absolutely loved it. And Kai, I even remember his name. I loved the male romance interest and everything. I think I was calling it Powerful, but it's Powerless. This was the first one. So absolutely loved it. This was a book wheel rec when I asked y'all to recommend books to me. So I get a little novella, and we're just going to jump back into this world. So I will get a break from all of the nail-biting tension, and this is just going to be some good old-fashioned magic and romance. Adina, that was her, and Hayden. Oh, I was wrong about the names. Where is Kai? Or are these side characters? Okay, I think this is side characters. Adina and... Now we've got Hayden. Okay, yeah, there is a guy. Okay, there is a guy. So, yay. He's just not mentioned in this one. Hayden is, though. Adina and Hayden have always been inseparable friends since they were young. And since Hayden, in Ordinary, has been selected for the Purge trial, and she is, which means I don't know how much of this to tell you about, because I don't want to spoil Powerless if you haven't read it. So, or we're just gonna, this is a companion novel, I believe, to Powerless, which I absolutely loved, and I'm excited to put this novella on here. I might reread Powerless and then read this one too. That's how much I love it. I wouldn't mind, even though my TBR is so busy this month. I need to run out the door for my appointment or I'm going to be late. So we will pick this back up after I have gone to my doctor's appointment and everything. So I'm sure I'm going to look a little more later in the day. All right, I will see you after this appointment. Hopefully it goes as well as my Sims TBR game is going so far. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm back from the doctor. Everything went pretty good. I have a little bit of lymphedema going on, so I have to make some appointments to deal with that. But that's going to be for later, which is we're just going to roll back into my TBR. Let's see if I can pick up where I left off. I know I kind of butchered, not appropriate for this one, but butchered the description of Powerless and Powerful. And you know what? We're gonna leave it as is. I absolutely loved Powerless, and I am looking forward to reading Powerful, and we'll just leave it at there. It is magic, fantasy magic. So it's not necessarily a spooky book, but I don't care. All right, let's go back into the game and find out what's going to be next. Okay, I did realize I never put a placeholder for my Once Upon a Book Club. So I'm going to put Powerful, but backwards. Okay, otherwise I won't know where I am. Okay, back into it. Okay, let's have Lilith pick again. Let's have her go in the study. See if we can get something different. Oh, my pumpkins, I think they're dead. I think they're too old. I'm quite proud of their costumes. It was hard coming up with something. It took forever to dig through everything, try and give them cool different looks that we haven't done before. Okay, what do we have? Two-Faced. Okay. A book with at least 2 POVs. That I can do. Okay, Lilith came through for me. By the way, I absolutely love the thunderstorm in the background. Just so many vibes. But Lilith gives me my first chance to pick a book. We've got 4 on there, so it took 5 before I have any say in my TBR, and I'm looking for Two-Faced. I need something with 2 POVs. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to run into that as much with my spooky books. That tends to be a romance thing. You know, maybe, I don't know if I have any mysteries, but I know it's very prominent in romances. Do know of one. And I checked Storygraph because I do put tags on all of my books whenever I get one. For some reason, I had In the Box, or The Box in the Woods, which is a companion to the Truly Devious series. This is number 4, but it's kind of like its own side case. It's Cold Case 2 Timelines, 78 and modern day summer camp. There was a cold case murder, and Stevie goes out to the camp to try and solve it, and her friends are there and everything, so the group gets back together, which would be so much fun for this. And I had it tagged as dual POV, but I don't think it is when I looked at the book a little bit. So I want to put this on there, but it's not gonna, unless somebody can confirm it. If somebody tells me, yes, I've read this book and it is dual POV, then I'll put it. Otherwise, we're going to do The Blonde Who Came In From the Cold by Allie Carter. This one is, in fact, dual POV. I did check it. The titles are labeled as such. Chapters are titled as such. There we go. It's Alex and someone. But we've got another second chance rom-com. And this is part 2 for the Blonde Identity. And this just came out, I believe, at the end of September. It's brand new. Absolutely had a blast with this one, and I am looking forward to this. It just doesn't necessarily fit the spooky vibes. It is a rom-com thriller action kind of thing. They're spies again, and 10 years ago they joined the CIA. 6 years ago he left the game. 5 years ago they fell in love. 1 year ago she ran out into the cold with absolutely no intention of ever coming back. And 2 minutes ago they woke up bloody and bruised and handcuffed together in the dark. So they got to figure out what happened. So while I am looking forward to reading this book, I want to read that, The Box in the Woods. We'll see if I can get that on there. Okay, this one's going to go on because this is really the only dual POV that I could think of that wasn't like a Pride and Prejudice retelling or something like that. So this is the closest I'm going to get to spooky. Okay. So this is book 5. By the way, we're going for 6. I don't think I ever said that. So let's go back in and grab my last book. Okay, so let's go ahead and Natasha's going upstairs. So you know what? Let's send her back to the bookcase. We'll go ahead and pick another one. See if we can get... So far, I've only had one book that I get to pick. I made the gnome bigger. Halloween is so fun. Okay, what do we have? It's another TBR jar. We're not doing another one. What the world? Any TBR jars, making it the pumpkin this time. But this is ridiculous. Okay, let's see what she has. We're going to the kitchen table. That's a good thing. Oh, there's a mess. The house is a mess. Where in the world? Okay, location and title. That's an actual real prompt. Crazy. Okay, Natasha. Gave me another prompt that I can use. Love it. And location in the title. There was one book I thought of immediately. I bought this last October, and I didn't get around to it. And I'm going to read it this year. But I'm terrified. Someone in the Attic by Andrea Mara. Yes. And I am actually scared to read this book because being a reader, my imagination gets a little too overexcited at times, as I'm sure y'all do as well. And the thought of somebody living up in the attic and hearing them at night just totally creeps me out. So the part of me that bought this was like, yes, this is going to be terrifying. And then the part of me that has it at home sitting on the shelf going, no, it's going to be terrifying. So this is going on my list, and I'm going to make a point to read it, even though I am honestly scared of this book. So I wonder if I should vlog this one, just because I am that creeped out by it. Yeah, somebody's living in the attic. Okay, so this is going on the list, and I'm having too much fun. So let's go back in and do it again. Let's let her have a piece of candy. No! Okay, so I woke her up. Let's put her back in her costume. Hayden, oh, we need you one more time, girl. Okay, we're going to have her read something. I want to I want to have a chance to put more of my spooky books on the list, 'cause the jar is making all of my decisions. So let's see if we can give me a tiny bit of control to where I can pretend. Okay, let's hope it's a good one. What do we have? Are you freaking kidding me? All I'm going to be doing is pulling papers. Okay, look. Okay. Do you want to see? Look at this. Here are all of those. There's 2, 4, 10, 16, 29, 30, 44, 48, 56, 66, 67, 14, 74 books in there. And how many times did I get the TBR jar? 74 different prompts. Yeah, they're just messing with me. Okay, so let's just take a look, and I'll let you see the Halloween stuff in case you didn't. It's crazy. So if you look around during the day, these paintings are different, and then they change at night. I think it's morning time. So if you notice earlier, these paintings on the wall were different. There's just some other little stuff over here. And a little bit in the living room. They pull out the couch and found this rug I didn't know, I wasn't aware of. And of course, they did their pumpkin carving. So anyway, there it was. I should have just stopped because, of course, Hayden was like, okay, if you're not going to leave us alone, then we are going to send you back to the TBR jar. I can't believe I got the pumpkin again. So this is, by the way, it is one book that they just keep pulling. It's not that there's 3 different ones in there. It's the same one. So yeah, I don't know if the girls are like, would you just go away and leave us alone, or what's going on? But my fate will once again be determined by the jar. It almost feels like the fate deck. So anyway, speaking of that, my next video up will be another Aurelian one. So kind of bouncing back and forth between Aurelian and Halloween. Okay, so I'm going to go kind of sort of in the middle. So if I get a new one, yay. And if not, that's okay too. I'm not trying to pick from the top. Okay, got a black one. My white pen was really being terrible last night. Oh, no. Oh, I was going to say, so most of them were in orange paper. Look. No. Oh, wait, no. Episode 13, I've read that. I was thinking it was the other one. 13 stories. Episode 13, I have read. I read that last year. I enjoyed the first half and the premise more than I think I actually enjoyed the full book. It kind of went a different direction than I would have expected. I would still recommend it with some reservations, depending on what you're expecting out of it. So anyway, here's what that one looked like. So I get to pull again, and I'm taking, oh, I got, this one came off the top and it's orange. It might be one of my new ones. Wasn't an intentional. Okay, the last one, oh, the last one at the wedding. Oh, okay. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this one. Simply because I think this could be a super fun buddy read for us to do, when to bring back Start and Stop. So I am so torn. I'm going to put this one back. I'm going to say no, because I think this would be really fun to read on camera and read with y'all in real time. This one, and I have Stuart Turton that I've been waiting to do buddy read with y'all. So, okay. This is not cheating. This is because I want y'all to do this with me, and I can't guarantee that I am ready. Plus, I haven't given anybody any heads up. So my life is still quite chaotic. And I don't know that my brain can handle it. I'm still trying to edit Aurelian, and I gotta quit. See? I can't even stay on track just to film one video. There's no way I can read anything complicated at this point. Okay, Going in the middle of the jar, but not necessarily on top. We got this one, orange, and we get, oh, this is a new one. Uh-oh. Awake. This is either Natasha Preston or it is Natasha Preston. Looky here. And I'm glad this one came out. I wanted to point out something that I noticed at Barnes & Noble. They have started doing this little red thing. It says Midnight Reads, and they're putting it on the spine. Here's another book I grabbed, and I didn't realize it. But so if you're looking for something spooky, the little red spot on the spine, these were both in the YA department. This one is We Were Warned by Chelsea something, author of Dead Girls Can't Tell Secrets. All right, since I showed you the book, I'm kind of obligated to tell you a little bit, right? So everyone knows the legend of the Fairport Village. 20 years ago, a shocking murder closed the place down. 10 years ago, another was killed in the ruins. This year, the ruins will be bulldozed at last. But tonight, it's not too late to die. So something is gonna... I think some teenagers are gonna go over there and, yeah, Eden knows she saw something suspicious at the ruins. And Caleb and her other longtime tormentors did too. So I just read the very top and the very bottoms. Urban legend. If you're looking for one of those, We Were Warned. It's hard to stay away from this place, but it's easy to die here. And again, this is the Midnight Reads section. And they are just interspersed on the shelves. Okay, the one I am going to read is Awake by Natasha Preston, one of my absolute favorite authors. She is a YA horror thriller. Okay. So, very short on the back. I'm just going to share it with you. Of course, the dress was white. This is what I'm supposed to die in, I thought. Not many people knew what their last outfit would be. I pulled it over my head. It fit me perfectly. It had long, loose-fitting sleeves, a modest neckline, and waves of material on the skirt. I hated it. There were no shoes, and I was afraid I would have to run through the forest barefoot. But there weren't a lot of options. Besides, I'd run barefoot over a bed of nails to get away. Scarlett, are you ready? He called. I looked in the mirror and took a deep breath. Time to fight for my life. Is she going to be the woman in white and the what? I don't know. It's Awake, and I'm here for it. I love her books. I will warn you, if you've never read Natasha Preston, they all end the same way. And that's all I'm going to say. So, but one of my absolute favorites, and I'm thrilled that this made it onto my list. Although I can't believe how many times my pumpkin, I would be upset about it, but maybe they wanted to go easy on me. The girls are like, you know what, we'll just let us take care of it for you. They used a little bit of magic, because every book that came out of that TBR jar, I am super psyched for. I mean, look at that list. Perfect. Although I do have two that aren't necessarily spooky season. And you know what? I always forget about them. I earn these little perks and I always forget to use them. So I can do a swap. I can drop it. I don't want to drop any of the books off my list because, yeah, it's spooky season. I want a long TBR. That's part of my problem. At the end of the game, I could draw a random prompt from the bin and choose between the two. No, I'm not going to do that. Double up. One book can be used as many prompts as possible. Won't work with this list because they all came out of the jar pretty much. This was an immediate exchange, a prompt for one from last month. But I do have a swap. This was one of the stars. Substitute any book for any on the TBR. Can save till needed. You know what? As much as I do want to read that Allie Carter book, I want to read in the box with the Box in the Woods. Lily needs it. So what I can do is I can swap. I'm going to actually use this. I'm going to swap. I'm going to put the Box in the Woods because I really don't think this is a dual POV. And it's going to take the place of Allie Carter. And I do want to address the elephant in the room. If you've just seen my Just Spin It, you'll know that there was one book I was really sad that didn't make it onto my list. Small Spaces. And you might be going, swap it for that, because everybody's saying how good this book actually is. And I don't have to, because I am going to be doing, I haven't decided how, but I've got to figure out the other books for my extra reading challenges that I'm doing, which includes buzzword covers, etc. And September has a branch on the cover. So whatever random way I'm doing the rest of them, September will be excluded. This is my September buzzword covers book, because it has tree branches on the cover and I'm good. So Small Spaces is officially on my TBR now, and I am super hyped for that. All right, thanks to my little Sims. I hope you enjoyed the little house tour and getting to spend some time with them again. I will be back, of course, with more Aurelium mess, and we'll figure out my extras, and then I will have a huge TBR to play Bingo Maze with. And let me know if anybody's interested, because I'm really, this is my favorite time of year, and I am so tempted to keep playing TBR games, and I thought, you know, it might be fun to pull out one of the old Spookopoly boards. I don't know. Give me your thoughts, because I do need to leave room this month for actual reading. I haven't done any yet. All right, I will see y'all later. Happy Halloween, and